What's up everybody, Dean Ellis from Dartech, and I'm going to start another tutorial for you, obviously. In this tutorial I'm going to go through the, continue on with the Article Manager Options tab. So we're in Article Manager. To get there you go Content, Article Manager, okay, and we click on the option buttons up on the top right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Articles Options tab. And this is the what they call the global settings, okay, for your articles. Now you notice I've turned everything on. If we go to our front end and have a look at it, you'll see all the created date, modified date, published date, who it was written by, some icons, hits, ratings, all the piece of noise there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through and explain each one of these options and show you what it does. The first cab off the rank is choose a layout. This is used if you've defined any other layouts for your articles other than your standard template that you've loaded onto Joomla. Okay, I haven't done anything with this one, so it usually stays at default. Okay, if you have defined other layouts, they'll appear in here and you can select from the list. Okay, the next one is the show title. Okay, the title is the title of the article, which is right there. And if we switch that off, you'll notice that the title disappears. Don't worry about the home title here. That's to do with your menus. We'll get rid of that soon. Not a good look for an article, but sometimes you can put the article inside the content itself if you want, but it tends to defeat the purpose of these features. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll show that again, and the linked titles. What that does is that allows you to actually use the titles as a link to go to that particular article. Okay, so if we just refresh the page, now notice how you mouse over, it's a link, right? Instead of using the read more button, we can actually use the title itself and go to the article itself. So we can in fact get rid of the read more button down the bottom here and still have a category blog layout like we've laid out in our previous tutorials, and remove the read more button and just use the title as a means of getting to the article itself. So those two work in conjunction with each other. If you hide the title, the link titles makes no difference because it won't be visible anyway. So usually I hide them and show them both together. Show intro text, we covered that before, but what that is if you've got a read more section, as you see here, okay, this section here above the grey line is the article info or article intro. Okay, and what you're saying in this option is when we open the article itself, do we want that information, that intro, to show with the article? Okay, so if we click show and we go and look at the laptop, tablet, camera and gadget backpacks, you will notice that the article information's there, as the intro information's there, along with the rest of the article. Okay, now if you look at it, there's some doubling up here. So what I've done with this particular article is I've set it so that we don't want to show the intro text. So if you hide the intro text and save it, what it does is it hides the intro text and you just see the whole article itself. Okay, so that's how that button works. Okay, position of article info. I've not seen how this one works. Okay, the text says it positions the article information, which I'm assuming is all the information in these options list, either above the article or below the article. Okay, which is, I'm guessing, is all this information here. But I've tried all the different settings on it, and I've never seen anything move in your articles. Okay, if someone else can find how that moves, I'm all ears. I'm more than happy for people to write comments and tell me, and I'll update this tutorial. So at this stage, I don't believe that the position of the article info is actually working. I've gone to the Joomla documentation sites and they say nothing of this particular field, so I'm not quite sure what they're doing there. So I just leave that as above as a default setting. I don't think it makes any difference of what you do with it. The show category, okay, the category is listed. Let's just go back to the home page. Okay, the category is listed just below the read more button, right at the bottom of the article. Okay, on all of them, notice it's all there. I've been a bit slack. I haven't raised too many categories and allocated articles to categories. I've put these in just for training purposes. But normally you'd have all your categories listed here. And that shows that Normally I don't have it set as shown, but you can if you want to have an option of showing a list of categories, list of articles by that category. All these options are entirely up to you. Personally, I just prefer to hide it. Okay, link category, that works the same as the title and the link titles. Okay, if you're not going to show the category, you might as well turn the link category off as well. Okay, the show parent, okay, let's just put that back again. The show parent is if you have categories that are nested and have subcategories, the show parent will actually show in that list of categories in here. So if you've got Joomla and then Joomla tutorials, you'll have category Joomla / Joomla tutorials. So you'll have a number of categories in there, and the parent will show as well. Again, normally I don't worry about it. I usually just turn those off and link all the parents off. So the show category and link category, the show parent and link parent is all to do with your categories arrangement. Normally I just don't show them. It detracts from the page. But again, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. It allows another means of navigation through your site. Okay, the next series of buttons is all about the author, the creation date and all the publication dates. They are located up here above the sections just below the title. Alright, so you got your created date, your modified date, your published date, the author and some icons and some hits, etc, etc. And now what we can do, I'm not going to do these one at a time. Okay, the show author and link author, I don't think the show author is written here, so it's got written by yours truly. Okay, but the link author doesn't actually work. And again, I'm not sure, I haven't been able to get this one to work either. So I'm guessing it's something that Joomla they've oversight, or I'm missing something somewhere. But I can't get the link to work. I'm not quite sure what it links to. So I usually leave it off. If anyone can tell me what it's for, please feel free and write in your comments and let me know. So the rest of them is, I'm going to hide that, show creation date, modify date and publish date. I tend not to worry about it because you can see that from the administrator section anyway, so I'll turn those off. I don't believe readers need to know any of that information. Okay, and we go save. Now the next one is show navigation. Now the navigation is when you go to a single article and you scroll down, the navigation is this bottom bar here, right? Previous and next. Okay, and all it is, it takes you to the next article or the previous article. Pretty simple, and it allows you pagination for between all your articles. Again, we can turn that. I usually turn that off because you have a menu for that. Okay, next one is show voting. Right, the voting is just here. Normally, I really don't care if people want to rate my articles. You might want to see people rating it, but 9 times out of 10, people don't really care about it. It becomes cluttering up. But again, you might have a reason to put it in there, so feel free. There's an option there for you. I usually turn it off. Okay, the read more button. Okay, if you have a read more bar or divider in your article, which is this grey area here, your read more button will appear. Okay, there it is there. There's your read more button. I usually leave that on as a read more, and I don't usually use the title links. I'll just use the read more button. But again, it's a personal preference. You can have one, you can have both. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, show title with read more. That allows you to see the title after the read more. If we turn that off, notice there's no title in the read more. The other thing that goes, now you can have the title in there if you like, but you've got to be careful. Let me just bump this read more limit up to 150 and turn the title on. You notice now that the read more has the entire title in the read more button. Now this can be a problem if you have big titles. Let's go down to this laptop article here. Notice how huge the read more button is. Massive. Now if you want to still have your title in there, but you can't, it just doesn't seem to fit and you want to sort of bring it down a little bit, that's what the read more limit is all about. Okay, the read more limit is the amount of characters from the title you put into the read more button. Okay, now I've set it to 20. Okay, and notice how it just gives you only 20 characters in the read more button, and it gives you the first couple of words in the title. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Not not too bad. Personally, I don't use a title at all, but again, it's an option that you can have. And if you have large titles, you can limit the amount of text inside the Read More button by setting the Read More limit. Okay. Show tags. When you write tags for your articles, they are located at the bottom of the article itself. So let's click onto an article. If you scroll down to the bottom of the article, you'll see your list of tags. And again, you can click on those tags and go to all the articles that have the tag that you've clicked on the link and show those. So again, another way of navigation. I'd leave those in there because tags is something also that search engines tend to use to categorize things. So leave that as shown. Okay, and the last but not least few icons is all about tags. It's all about the icons on the page. Okay, which are these little print icons, email icons, etc., etc. If you don't want to show the icons, you just want to hide them, we just click on hide. Okay, and notice that the icons disappear, but it's replaced by text. So you've still got the option of performing the functions that these areas perform. So it doesn't actually remove the functionality, it just removes the images. So that gives you a choice of text or images. So let's show it again. Now the print icon, we can hide that. This is what gets rid of the functionality. So if we hide that, notice now that the print icon has disappeared and all you can do is email. Same thing for the email icon, so we'll hide that. Same thing for the hits. Alright, notice the hits button there. We can hide that as well. Okay, this one here is the show and authorize links. This is used for when you have a whole range of articles in your website, some of which are for registered users only. Okay, those links will appear even though you're not logged in, as shown as being visible on your site. However, you'll need to log in to be able to access them. So general public can click on the link, but they won't get into the site until they log in. If you're a registered user and you click on it, it'll ask you to log in. Alright, normally I don't worry about that. If I have registered users that want to get into the site, they just log in first and everything will appear anyway. So I usually set that to no. And last but not least is the positioning of the links. Okay, the pop-up says displays the links above or below the content. Okay, doesn't work. It's exactly the same issue as the show intro text. Okay, this is supposed to be below, but when you go into your articles here, it's still located at the top. So for some reason it's not working. Again, I've tried a number of different ways of getting it to sit below the article. I can't get it to work. If someone else knows how to do it, by all means feel free to let me know. It may have something to do with the options in the menu button, and we'll explore that when we go into the menus. Same for the position of the article info. It may have something to do with the menus item, that feature that they put in there. Okay, and that's it. I've gone way over on this tutorial. I apologise for that. I'll end it there. I hope you liked it. If you liked the tutorial, please hit like button. Subscribe to my channel to get information on more articles or more tutorials that come along. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.